All right, what's up, Ward Wrestling Live? How you doing? Here we are, second show of the day. We got a young Florida beast in the room, five-time state placer, two-time state champ out of Riverdale High School, an NHSCA All American, flow top 20 at 182, and he's committed to Penn University up in Philadelphia. So that's a great college. God bless you, man. Congratulations on your high school career. Looking forward to watching you roll in college. And how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, man. Hanging in there like everyone else, right? It looks like we're coming out the other end of this a little bit, so that's a good thing. Um, what have you been doing to kind of keep yourself prepared or ready for the next level through all this?
Well, I have sort of a mat and a bike and some weights in my garage. So before the gyms were open, I was just training inside my garage constantly, just doing some workouts and doing stuff that Penn has been putting out for the wrestlers to do during the summer. And now that the gyms are opening back up, there's a lot more that I can do now with the workouts we've been given. So I've been just wrestling with some friends and working out on my own.
Nice, good for you, man. And it's nice to see some of these rooms are starting to get back open, huh?
Yes, sir.
So, first of all, talk about your program there in Riverdale. Great program, good wrestling, and talk about your program, the culture, the coaches, what they've meant to you and your career.
Well, what can I say? The culture there is amazing. The coaches there are great. They're like a second family to me. Same with my teammates. Everyone there is very helpful in trying to get you to where you want to go or what your goals are. I remember coming in freshman year, I wanted to be a four-timer. Didn't, work out as I wanted it to. Freshman, sophomore year, I took third, but, Coach Hayward and Coach Von Linden and Coach Keith, they all kind of, helped me take those steps to not only become a state champ, but also grow as a man. So that way I can have a better career down the line. The team there is amazing. Everyone is, super close. We always joke around. But when it's time to go hard in the room, we go hard. Riverdale as a school is great. The teachers there are amazing to help you out. And I really feel like the wrestling has really prepared me for, any really tough situation in life.
Yeah, and you're getting over. I mean, you're going to the heart of fight country there in Philadelphia, man. That's Fight City, USA, right? So
So,
that's a cool town, a fun town. I spent some time up there. Congratulations on choosing Penn.
thank
That's amazing. I know that. So you just went through this whole recruiting process. Talk a little bit about that and what kids should expect or be prepared for, or what you would tell kids to do to get ready for this stuff. How'd it go? Was it fun? Was it not fun?
in the beginning, it was kind of tough because not really many schools have seen me. Our team doesn't really go to these national tournaments so other schools do. So it's hard to get exposure. So we started emailing coaches just, to, I guess, keep an eye out on me and, be able to help me get known. And then I think Penn and Duke were like the first schools to actually respond back and, keep an eye on me the whole season. Then we went to Christmas Knockout, wrestled a guy who was number 2. Then they started looking at me more. Then, these other schools started coming up, Campbell, Little Rock, Air Force, trying to recruit me. I think after States was my first official visit with Penn. They gave me an official visit. And after that, I don't think some of the schools called back after that because just Penn is amazing. That makes and, the wrestling program they have up there. I guess some schools didn't call back. But I did take my other 4 official visits. I would say that's very strong thing to do, to take your official visits, because some schools I didn't think about really being a consideration. But when I got up there, they were just amazing. The wrestling program, the school, the culture that was there, the city. But all in all, Penn was my really, dream school that I started thinking about since sophomore year, just academic wise and wrestling wise. And I was happy to hear when they offered me and took me an official visit up there.
Man, that's awesome. Well, good for you. Congratulations. And man, you're in an area there, right there with Pennsylvania and New Jersey, where there's a lot of big time schools, big time wrestling.
Yes, sir.
And the city's pretty awesome. So I think you'll enjoy your time up there. Now I know that that you and your family are very tight, and I was reading an article that spoke about how important that mom and dad have been to you, and talk about a lot of the sacrifices that they have given up and kind of put forth to make sure that Jamar is ending up at Penn.
Well, I don't even know where to begin with the sacrifices that they made. I guess it's been ever since I was 10, going to national tournaments with my dad, my mom staying home, my sister, just sticking through the countless money they spent on me, trying to get me out there, trying to get me better. The amount of hours that my dad's put into it with looking up camps, taking me places up to Tampa when I was in 7th and 8th grade with Sunday Select with Jared Frayer when he used to have that. I just can't explain like how grateful I am to them, because not only did it like push me to become a better wrestler, but also be respectful and disciplined, because you're not the only one who's working hard for this. Everyone wants to see you succeed, and there's multiple parts to this working, I guess, train that's going straight, for my future. But yeah, I think it's not only my parents, my sister. Countless times she's had to go up to tournaments up north when we drove. I don't know. I can't even tell you how much money they spent on me, just flying me back to places. I'm very grateful for it. And I was really trying to, these past few years, just trying to prove to them, or I just show them the little bit of how grateful I am to them, by working hard and putting in extra work by myself. So that way I can show them, like, all that sacrifice that you did before wasn't just for nothing. And, it just means a lot to have a family that, so close and tight with me, because I know some wrestlers, their parents might not show up to tournaments, or, might not give them max effort, but I'm grateful that I have parents that, want to see me succeed and, are always there for me.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, that's great. And I read excuse me. I read in one of those articles where I don't know, you were like 5 years old or something, and your dad saw there was a tournament, but you had never wrestled before, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to teach you like a single leg and a headlock and whatever, right? And then he takes you over there, and you end up on the mat with the late great Colby Singletary.
Yes, sir.
And he like pinned you in 10 seconds, and you're like, okay, I dig it, but that wasn't fun.
Yeah, I think I got up right after and said, let's go, as if I was still wrestling. I didn't know anything, but I think it was fun, though. I think that's really what, got me started, the fun aspect of wrestling.
Nice. And you guys stayed friends over the years?
Yes, sir. We actually, when we were younger, we went on many trips to like Ohio, New Jersey. We stayed together, just, going to these national tournaments. I think it was Wildwood Duels, one tournament in Ohio. But yeah, it was, and then we wrestled, I think it was my freshman year and sophomore year. I think.
Well, I know that they have now a tournament. I don't know if it started last year or it starts this year. That's going to be in memory of him. So that's a great thing they're doing down there. Yes,
sir. I think it starts this year. I know some big teams are going to be there, so it should be fun.
Yeah, and good for that. He deserves to have some big teams show up for that. I didn't know him personally, but I saw what the world did when that tragic thing happened. So he must have been a very special guy. So, now it looks like mom and dad accomplished their goal. They wanted you to be the first to get into college and do their thing. And what does it mean to you now to actually fulfill their dream as well as your dream and become the first one in your family to attend college? not only a college, but an Ivy League college. That's pretty super cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I think it means a whole bunch for me, but I think the world to them. To see like where they started off, where they didn't go to college, and they just were pushing so hard to have a better future for their kids, and see one of them actually go to college, and I think it's big time for them. But it means a lot to me as well because I'm trying to prove something not only for myself but my family. Where I come from. You know, show everyone that how my parents raised me and how it is over here. Yeah, not only my parents but my grandparents as well. They're very proud of me. It's a great feeling to know you're trying to make better for yourself and your family down the line, and try to help them out as much as you can. And this is one of the ways. So
That's awesome. And obviously, wrestling has been your vehicle to get you to where you're going, and hopefully it continues to be your vehicle. And obviously, you're going to college now, and that's going to be for the next 40 years, not
yes,
just
sir.
the next 4. So, man, that's great. So, over the years, uh, who's one of your favorite wrestlers to compete against?
Well, I would say probably the toughest opponent I had was, I guess not the toughest, just kind of mind battling was Habil. Um, Wrestled him preseason, junior year. I was up like 4-1, ended up losing like 12-6. After that day, my dad told me, you got to change something. So the whole season went inside my garage after practice, you know, just getting some extra reps, continue to push myself to my limits and going past that. Ended up, new whole season I was going to have to face him. Ended up not wrestling him at Christmas Knockout because I blew my knee out. Came in, then February came around, was going to Lake Gibson for a Braves tournament. He didn't wrestle because he was hurt. So, and then finally we met up again at States and the semis. And, I was really pumped. That was probably one of the matches where, I really saw what putting extra work in could do and just how motivated I was, to be able to come out on top. So I think.
And this year, you guys were different weight classes, right?
Yes, sir. Oh, no. Different. We were different A's. We moved up a division. We were 3A now, and they were still 2A.
Ah, okay. Because I know this year now you both won states.
Yes, sir.
That had to be cool to see. And yeah, because I know that he signed up. He's coming on. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but um, that's awesome. And it's good to hear those stories because it's funny when I ask like coaches or previous wrestlers, current wrestlers, excuse me, very rarely is the most memorable moment a win.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually, I mean, unless they've won like the Olympics or NCAAs, but even then it's always that one that made them get better. Like you said, Habil was your rabbit that you were chasing and that made you get back in the gym and back in the weight room and kind of do your thing. And that's awesome, man. So you're excited to get off to college. Do you know, has there been any word of when they're opening up for you, when they're allowing kids to come on campus again?
We have Zoom meetings that we do. They've been talking. I know the school wants to push to open up in the fall, but other than that, I don't think we're gonna get any updates till later during the summer. But hopefully, all this stuff just dies down and we're able to go back in the fall and start wrestling soon.
Yeah, is there any tournaments or any wrestling you're looking to do excuse me, prior to entering college?
Well, this postseason I was trying to do some more freestyle tournaments. I was planning on going to Fargo, but after everything just kind of shut down. I don't really know what's going to open up tournament wise. But yeah, I'm definitely going to start. I'm still practicing, still training, still staying in shape. So whatever tournament comes, hopefully I'll be participating in it.
Yeah, you and Habil in the garage. I mean, that would
No,
just be that would be awesome.
yes,
All right,
sir.
cool, man. Well, hey, I mean, this has been awesome. Are you ready for some 10 questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I tried to look around your area, and I saw there was a couple of pizza joints, uh, Bellamino's or Tony's New York.
Oh, um, probably Tony's New York.
I like it. All right, you got a couple cool burger places there. You got Five Guys or Culver's.
Oh, definitely Five Guys. The burgers and fries there are
The best,
they're
right? I like it. So for breakfast, you hitting up the Waffle House or First Watch?
oh, definitely Waffle House. The omelets there are amazing, and the chocolate chip waffles are the bomb.
I love them too. Hey, so being a Florida kid like myself, we know all about Publix. So you going subs or chicken wings?
That, oof.
People don't know about that Publix, right?
Definitely subs because I've been getting subs recently, and that buffalo chicken tender sub has just been everything. It's amazing.
That's what the guy yesterday said too. So there's a couple of cool parks, it looks like, around you. Manatee Park or Shores Nature Trail?
uh, Probably Manatee Park. I don't like walking through trails that much.
Uh, you going out to the beach? You going longboat or Captiva?
Definitely Captiva. It's a lot nicer there.
Uh, what is more? I don't. If you've been to both of these, which one do you prefer, the National Duels or the Disney Duels?
Well, I don't think I've been to the national duels in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Um, I say Disney duels just because the people I know there are fun. We stay at a hotel for like 5 days. It's just a fun
And it's
time over
Disney, right? Where magic comes to life.
Disney. So much
Yeah.
to do. It's fun.
Yeah, we got to experience it for the first time last year, and
Mhm.
this whole thing really sucks because I know my kid all year was just like the one place he kept wanting to go back to was the Disney
Yeah.
Duel. Um, I tell people it was amazing, but not for the like the tournament part of it. It was
Mhm.
amazing for the back room. Like he must have gotten 30 matches in the back room just
Yes.
been going at it, and I think that was really the start of where he was starting to feel himself, as a kid in
Mhm.
wrestling. Um, he got he got blasted by this Pennsylvania kid. It was the first time you're getting on the mat with kids from out of the nation,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was pretty fun. But then you start to see a little bit of confidence come, and it was awesome. So, he only started wrestling at 12, and he's 14. So, uh,
Let's start somewhere.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he went 0-30, and then this year he got third place at district. Uh,
Nice.
so little by little, he had to face Rivera in the quarterfinals at district. So
Oh,
that went on for about a minute, but other than that, the rest of his matches he won.
that's good.
That was good. So next year, I was really looking forward to the off season to kind of see the progression.
Mhm.
All right, you're going to go up to Philly. What's the first thing? Philly cheese or Philly pretzel?
Definitely a Philly cheesesteak. I love them so much. On my official visit, I went up there and had to have some myself. No, there's just nothing that can beat it.
I love it. You'll have Geno's and Pat's, and then there's a place called Tony Luke's. Look up Tony Luke's. You'll love that place too. And
Okay.
then there used to be a place down in Center City there, and I'm trying to remember the name of it, but you could probably ask around. They called it like the 1-pounders, and we'd go and we'd get one sandwich and ask for another piece of bread because you could
Yeah.
squeeze rims. It was pretty cool. You prefer burgers or wings?
Ah, that's tough. I mean, they're both amazing. You just have to feel like on one day you can want a juicy burger, and the next you just want wings. It's tough.
Hey, what's your favorite tournament to wrestle in?
Mm. We don't go to many like national tournaments, so I guess it's either states or it's like LCH is a place where, you know, my team dominates. We'll have a good time, then we go eat out afterwards.
Nice. And maybe knockout?
Yes, knockout too. We only went there 1 year, but the time that I was there was some good competition. It was very fun to wrestle.
Yeah, it's cool to talk to like all you guys that are state champs that have experienced the knockout. Because like I was I'm talking to one, I don't know, except Danny Martinez, because he's like, yeah, I've been my guy in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But everybody else, you know, they're like, man, it's tough there. Those kids from Georgia come and they roll.
Yeah, it was I think I wrestled the guy who was number 2 in the country at one point, David Key. He's from, I think he was from Woodward or somewhere up in Georgia. That was a good match. We got heated. I think it was like 7-6. I think afterwards some words were exchanged, but it was a tough grind match, but it was fun.
Where do you think you'll wrestle at Penn? What weight?
Right now, planning on wrestling at 184. So I think that's a pretty good weight for me. Trying to get a little bit more muscle right now, off season, training at the gym. But I think 184 is a solid weight for me right now.
Will we see a lot of you your freshman year, or are they going to redshirt a little bit, or are they going to get you right on the mat?
So Ivy Leagues, they do not redshirt.
Oh, so you get to wrestle.
That's why you know, I'm trying to train this off season during the summer. So you know, I won't look like a total embarrassment out there. You know, representing Florida. You know, I gotta put some work in now, so that way when season comes, that's
you're ready to go. See that? I learned something new today.
Yeah, but should be fun. Just got to get a grip of everything. But you know, true freshman, hopefully rock out that year.
Yeah, man, get in there, keep your confidence up. I've heard coaches say that the transition to college, you know, is it's different. You know, the speed is different. What did one guy say? Hey, look, everybody in the room was a state champ, so
Yeah,
just come in and wrestle. You know.
My friend Anthony up there, Anthony Artelona, and he just tells me, you know, when I went up there and we text, we just were talking about the differences, and he was just saying, you know, the hand fighting is one major thing that's probably different, because here, you know, it might not be much of a point of wrestling, but up there in college, it's all they do, and they're just grinding all 6 minutes or 7 minutes of wrestling with hand fighting and, you know, attacking and the pace. So should be fun, but gotta work at it.
Hey, so who's the before we hang up, who's the next stud coming out of your high school? Who should we keep an eye on?
Well, I don't want to put anyone down because I know there's a bunch of great wrestlers. Dominic Rodriguez just came back from ALC tour. Should win states. Nate Luter's coming up. Bunch of kids, but I know, you know, Jared Din, he won states this year. Should repeat this year coming up as well. But yeah, there's a bunch of great kids still there. But Jared Din is a big guy that I think is gonna make it big.
Nice. And once you get done with college and you get off into your life and you're doing big things with your life, how important will it be to you to give back to the sport?
A lot. I feel like this sport's giving me everything that I have right now, so there's no reason why I shouldn't put back into it just the tiny bit amount of what it's given me. You know, my future, my school, the people I've met along. So I think giving back would be definitely important to me any way I can. You know, coming back to my high school, teaching kids, camps if I ever get that good enough to hold camps myself. No, but yeah, it'd be very important for me to come back and, you know, just try to give in what wrestling put out for me. So
awesome. Well, hey man, good to see Florida kids doing big things, and proud of what you're going to go up and do. And thank you to your mom and dad for allowing me to have you on this platform. And just get out there and kick some ass, man.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's amazing.
For sure, man. You take care.
Thank you too.